Alright, welcome back to Final Fight 3 for the last time. This is the final fight. So this is one of the last levels in the game. It's fine. It's kind of like an alley that leads into like an underground kind of area. It's fine. And you know what? I completely forgot about those baseball enemies. I think they're actually kind of a cool design. I was talking in the last video how the enemies aren't very memorable in this game, but at least those guys have a pretty cool design. Like, it's clear that they're just kind of like a Jason Voorhees ripoff, but at least they have a cool design. I like them. Hunter, they're pretty neat. Fritz. Some German guy with a grenade. It's so weird. We are, I think, approaching the time where I'm going to skip a boss. And I'm going to skip the majority of this level. And I guess it's a good thing that I did, because if we had played the full level, this video would have been even longer. I think this is the longest video, the longest Final Fight video that I've made. I mean, it's not that long, but, you know, I've been able to do most of these in under 20 minutes. Also, I did not realize, because I haven't played Street Fighter V in a while, not since any of the like DLC characters came out, but they put Lucia in Street Fighter V. I did not know that. Which it's another case where it's like, if you want to put more Final Fight characters in Street Fighter, put Mike Hagar in Street Fighter. It's that simple. I mean, I'm glad Lucia returned, because I think she is a pretty good character. I like her design, and it's cool to see her again. Alright, so here is where we want to skip the thing. You see these doors in the background? You have to grab a character and throw them into the doors. This is the wrong door. I did just want to go in here because I think there's like other stuff in here, or it's just more fights. But yeah, that is how you want to skip the boss. It's not this door, but it is the next door you want to throw an enemy into, and then you will completely skip the boss of this level, who I think his name is Stray. I keep thinking his name is Stain, but that's the character from My Hero Academia, and that is not what this character is called. It's really, in my opinion, the worst boss in the game. I did not have fun playing it at all. So I figured for this run-through, I would rather just skip him entirely. And yeah, his name is Stray. Just looked it up. Thankfully, it's not that hard to throw an enemy into there. I figured it would be a little bit more finicky, but it is actually quite easy to just pick up a guy and throw him. And it's especially easier since this game, once you pick up an enemy, you can move around with them, which is very, very useful. Also, I still don't understand the point of the timer. One Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 seconds. It takes 4 seconds for 1 second to go by, and I still have never had one of these areas like time out for me. It's absurd. I don't understand why there's even a timer. But yeah, this is an area we would not go to if we just continued through the level. I think this is actually a pretty cool looking area. I wish that you went here normally. But, you know, that's the trade-off. You don't get to fight the enemy, or the boss battle, and you get to go to a cool area. But it also means that there is no boss battle in this area. Once we fight all these enemies, that is it for these guys, or for this level, actually. So here we are, the last round of the game, round 6. This is very, very similar to how the first game ends, where you're kind of, it kind of builds up to infiltrating like the enemy base, which is in like a tall skyscraper, which is a trope that I like that they, you know, do over the course of the series. The second game, I liked that you went like all through the enemy's compound, and then it led up into the boss. But this one, a little bit more similar to the first game, which is cool. It's fine by me, even though I don't particularly think any of these levels are too exciting or unique looking. I don't understand these guys with the claws. Like, what is that? What is that? Are those real, like, things that you can do? Like, are those real weapons? Hold on, let's look that up. Claw hand weapon. You know, that is like a, oh, here we go. Dragon claw hand blades. That is an absurd weapon. Yeah, I mean, it's just basically Wolverine. I feel like that's not practical. Just use a sword or a knife. Because that's got to slow you down, right? Like, swinging those, that can't be aerodynamic, and they're so heavy. Just use a knife. I'm saying it. Claw hands are impractical. Just use a knife. Yeah, I'm still debating whether or not I want to pick up Final Fight Streetwise, because like I said last time, there is an arcade mode in that, and I think that'd be cool to play through it as Mike Hagar. But I think I also have to play through the entire story mode of Final Fight Streetwise before I can unlock Mike Hagar in the arcade mode, and that just doesn't sound fun to me, personally. That does not sound like a fun experience that I would really want to do. I haven't really mentioned it yet, but I do like the soundtrack in this game. I think there's a lot of good songs. I feel like the songs repeat way more than they do in the other games, but it is a pretty solid soundtrack. And I do like the destructible environments. I think if you throw a guy into that case in the background, that'll break. It's little touches like that make these games, I think, feel a little bit more fun. I would really like to see the sales numbers on the Capcom Beat 'em Up bundle that released a couple years ago that had Final Fight and like Captain Commando and stuff like that on it, because I would love to see if that was a success for them. That would probably lean into them releasing another game like this, which I would really, really like to see. But then again, I don't know how you quantify that. Like, if Capcom sees like, oh, the Beat 'em Up bundle did well, which of these should we make a sequel to? Like, how do you tell which one was the most successful? I guess you could do like play data, like which of these games was played the most, but I also don't really, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. And the downside of doing a like Final Fight 4 is you'd probably want to stay kind of safe with it, to be like, hey, we're back, it's the Final Fight that you know and love. So it would probably be more similar to the first and fourth games, or the first and third games, where it's mostly city environments, you know, kind of playing it safe, which would be great if they did more Final Fight 1. But then the series, it would look like you've got city environments, a globe-spanning adventure, city environments in Metro City, and then city environments in Metro City again. So it would feel a little too samey, but also sometimes that's what you need to kickstart a franchise again. So I think it could feel a little stale, but you know, if it's more similar to the first game, I think a Final Fight 4 could be really cool. But those are the roadblocks that you do face. Also, I want to say the guy who directed Ghosts and Goblins also directed Final Fight, and since he just got, hold on, let me verify that. Ghosts and Goblins. You can see that Lucia is on her last life. Hopefully, she makes it out of this game a-okay. Alright, let's see. Wait, did I may have lied. So, Tokuro Fujiwara is the guy who created Ghosts and Goblins, Bionic Commando. Oh, he also did Sweet Home, which was the... basically, that's the game that, if that game didn't exist, Resident Evil wouldn't exist. He produced most of these... Did he... He did Mighty Final Fight. Wait. Yeah, and that's your obligatory elevator sequence, which happens in every single game like this. But it was so short. I don't understand that at all. I feel like that's one of those that everyone looks forward to, is just a good old-fashioned elevator sequence. And with that, Lucia is no longer our partner. Unless I did something wrong, I'm pretty sure the AI partner just goes away after they game over. I tried pressing buttons just to see, like, hey, can I bring this character back on my own? But I'm fairly certain that that is that for that character. So, yeah, the guy who created Ghosts and Goblins, he did just direct the most recent Ghosts and Goblins game that just came out, Resurrection. He didn't create Final Fight, but he did produce Final Fight 3, so hey, maybe if Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection sells really well, you know, maybe get that guy to produce a new Final Fight, you know, I think that'd be pretty cool. And yeah, this is definitely the hardest stretch of the game. You know, just like the first game and the second game. My god, the second game. That stretch of the game leading up to the final boss is so difficult in the second game because of how obnoxious the enemies are in that game. But yeah, they're gonna throw everything that they can at you here, which is, I think, always a fun time. It's a good time to let loose. Especially since, you know, I still have yet to game over as Hagar. Lucia game over, but that's fine. That doesn't mean anything. But Hagar has not game over yet, so I can just completely let loose because I've got one hell of a safety net. I think the first time I played this game, I died a lot fighting Stray, and I think that was the only time in the game where I game overed. Which is, again, why you shall not be seeing him in this run-over. Run-over? What the hell is a run-over? This playthrough. I guess run-through is what I meant to say. But as I've said before, maybe once this is all over and I get to see my friends in person again, you know, maybe Hank and I will play through, do a little run-through of Final Fight 3 where we take different routes. You know, we can go to the dock level, which we didn't get to see. We can fight Stray, who was not fun. You know, a game like this also is like, if I do a second run-through, I'd be wanting to play as someone other than Mike Hagar. just to you know, just for the sake of variety. But a game like this, like, I know I want to play as Mike Hagar. He's the character that I like the most and that I am the best with, so why would I want to play as someone else? You know, you always just get stuck in your own, what do you call it? Like, your patterns. You know, Overwatch, I'm always going to play as D.Va. There's tons of other characters in that game that I've never played as, because why would I? I'm the best with D.Va. You know, Smash Brothers is the same. There's so many characters that I've never even touched because, you know, I know who my favorite characters in that game is. But yeah, maybe we would play as Dean, who I want to say has never come back. I don't think Dean is a recurring character at all. Which is so strange that Lucia came back. I only watched the trailer for hers, but she's got a great accent. I wish that I had seen that trailer before I did the first video, because I just gave her my voice. But she talks like this. She has a line in the trailer where she goes, "Do you want a cup of coffee?" or something like that. I think that is the line, but she sounds, you know, she's got like a Brooklyn accent for some reason, and it's really great. We truly do love to see it, folks. Would you like a cup of coffee? Kind of like a Harley Quinn, only she's not crazy. Go. See, that's cheap. That is cheap as hell. I really do not like to see it, folks. I love that uppercut move. That's so great. Yeah, I wish that this game was better. The combat is so much fun in this game. It's just there's so many little things that add up to make me go, it's not that great. And again, just because I say it's not that great doesn't mean this is a bad game. This is still a very, very enjoyable game, but it is still almost certainly, in my opinion, the worst of the three. It really is a declining scale. The first one is, like, perfect. The second one is good. I would say it's really good, but has its flaws. The third one is very good, but has a lot of flaws. But it is an incredibly playable game. I would almost argue it's the most playable out of all the games. Just an invisible man attacking them. It's so good. Of course, some of the last enemies that we'll be fighting in this game are our good old friends, Andre, which seems fitting. He's been one of, if not the only, recurring character in every single one of these games. So it's good that he is the last foe that we shall be fighting. I do think this part's cool. I think if this part should have gone on longer. I think it would have been a cool sequence to have this helicopter like shooting at you and you had to like dip in between the pillars. I think that would have been a cool little sequence, but it's just a little cutscene to set up the finale here. So this is Black, the leader of the Skullcross gang, and the final foe we shall be facing in the Final Fight series. He kind of just looks like Big Rolento, and it's kind of weird. I quite like this boss. I think he is a better... Yeah, you know what? I think he's the best final boss in the series. Bulger sucks. I do not like Bulger. Belger. Sorry, not Bulger. And what's-his-face from 2, I don't think was that interesting. But I feel like it's just basically like a one-on-one fight. Like you're just fighting an equal, basically. And I like the way that you finish him off. I'm not gonna say, but the first two games, you know, followed a pattern of kicking him out of a window and he falling to his death. I really like what they do in this one. But yeah, this one feels equally matched. I quite enjoy this fight. And he's got a good design, even if he does just look like a large Valento. Okay, he kind of looks like Rolento mixed with like a little bit of M. Bison. And I don't know why I say that, but I see a little bit of M. Bison in there. Maybe it's just the color of the hat. The little beret that he's wearing, the cute little beret. Also, I came very close to game overing here. Which, this was the first time that I actually made it through one of these Final Fight games without getting a game over. And as you can see, the camera now focuses on this this giant transformer here. I wonder what's gonna happen now. Right, we got this big generator behind us. Whatever could possibly happen here? Oh, that's so good. I love that. But yeah, the game just cannot handle that. And that's it for Final Fight 3. As I said, I'm not getting the good ending because I played on the normal difficulty, and also I skipped the boss, which means you don't get the good ending for Dean, I guess. But I don't really give a fart. It's really just like one or two more lines of dialogue that you're missing. It's really like nothing at all. But that takes us to the end of our Final Fight journey, which is a bit of a bummer. I've had a lot of fun playing these. This just started as like a, hey, I want to play Final Fight. It's one of my favorite games. Let's play that. And then playing Final Fight 2 and 3 for the first time was quite fun. Getting to finally experience them. And yeah, I've had a blast playing through all of these games. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you watched, I have had a very, very fun time. So as of right now, that is the end of the Final Fight series. Maybe I'll see you in Streetwise. See you later.